Yeah, I hope you like that banana. Oh, hi. My name is Rodney Beaulieu. I'm the host of ABCs of Medicare. What we do is we help people turning 65 avoid Medicare penalties, and there are quite a few of them that are available for you. The areas that we service are Newington, Hartford, Wethersfield, Rocky Hill, Cromwell, Glastonbury, Berlin, West Hartford, New Britain, Meriden. There's a few more, but the reason we only service those areas is because there's a generation called the baby boomer generation, and there are 10,000 boomers turning 65 every single day. That's 300,000 every single month, and that's going to be happening for the next 18 years. So we can only help so many people because these are astronomical numbers of people. So we can only do this on a first come, first served basis. We would love to help everyone, but that's just not going to be possible. But don't despair. If you happen to be watching this video outside of the towns that I've just mentioned, even if you're watching from New Haven County or Fairfield County, or even if you're watching from another state, from Alabama, we have agents in those areas that hold to the high standards that you're about to hear in this short video. So I want to take a couple of minutes and share some very critical information with you. So if you can grab a piece of paper and a pencil, you're going to need it to write down probably the most important phone numbers that you will ever have at this point when you're turning 65. And for this reason, because you're going to be turning 65. So turning 65 is the most important birthday that you will ever have because you're transitioning into Medicare. And does anybody know how long Medicare has been around? Medicare has been around since 1965. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Medicare bill, and he fought for it. So I want us to watch just a really quick short video. This is an old video, so the quality is not that great, but listen to what Lyndon B. Johnson had to say about Medicare.
What can a nation say to these people? Can it say, yes, you have given a lifetime of toil. You have helped make America great. You have produced the sons that won our wars. But we no longer need you, and your troubles are your own concern. Well, that is not the answer the Johnson administration is going to give those people. We are going to fight for medical care for the aged as long as we have breath in our body until it's passed.
It wasn't that easy for him to get the Medicare bill signed, but he did. This is him flipping through the pages of the original Medicare bill, and that's President Harry Truman sitting next to him holding up the pens that they're going to use to sign Medicare into legislation. And you know who the first person to ever own a Medicare card was? It was Harry Truman. He owned the first red, white, and blue Part A, Part B card, and this was an actual copy of his original agreement to be on Medicare. But as Lyndon B. Johnson is flipping through these pages, he's looking at it probably there for the very first time going, oh my. And there's a lot of things there. But who could have foreseen how confusing it was going to be? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to Medicare. If you're turning 65, this is where the vast majority of people turning 65 are standing right now. One wrong turn and you'll be in penalty alley. But don't worry, because I have a to-do list for people new to Medicare. We'll talk about your Welcome to Medicare packet that you'll get from Social Security. We'll talk about Part A, Part B, Part D, and all those things. But now that you're turning 65, the very first thing that you want to be thinking about and that you want to do is you want to avoid Medicare penalties. Here's an important fact for you to understand. Over 700,000 Americans are paying Medicare penalties right now that they will have to pay for the rest of their lives because they did not know what you're about to learn in this video in the next few minutes. You probably already know that Medicare is very confusing. Now, Medicare themselves have done this. Okay, we're not out there trying to make things more confusing for you. We're out here trying to help you navigate this confusing maze that is called Medicare. So you need to understand that when you're dealing with Medicare, you're dealing with people who cut through red tape the long way. Okay? If you want to get entangled in a web of red tape, then don't do what you're going to hear in the next few minutes, and you'll have enough red tape to wrap gifts for the rest of your life. So whatever you do, please don't be like this lady who said, "But I didn't know I would have penalties." Everybody who gets Medicare penalties says, "But I didn't know that I would have penalties." Here's what you need to know. Medicare doesn't care if you didn't know. Penalties are there and they're real, so I don't want anybody watching this video to ever end up with any Medicare penalties because, like I said, if you get penalties, you will pay them for the rest of your life. And the fact is this, you only get one chance to get this right. And it begins with enrolling at the right time. So let's talk about that. When is the right time to enroll? Well, you enroll in Medicare 3 months before your 65th birthday, the month of your 65th birthday, and 3 months after your 65th birthday. But listen to me very carefully. Forget the 3 months after your 65th birthday. If you're the kind of person who's going to procrastinate that late, you're the kind of person that they're waiting for. They know you're going to be one of their people supporting them and having to pay Medicare penalties. So, they created this great big margin just for people like you who like to wait and like to procrastinate. I have a friend who is a lawyer, and when he turned 65, he found enrolling into Medicare to be very difficult and a very confusing thing. He actually went out and he sought help himself. So what I'm about to share with you right now is so important because when I'm done sharing this, I promise you, you will not wait until the 7th month before you enroll in Medicare. So here are things you need to know, okay? Obviously, it's 3 months before you turn 65, the month of your 65th birthday, 3 months after. So your Medicare begins the first day of the month that you turn 65. So that's when it begins, okay? However, if your birthday is on March 16th, your Medicare begins March 1st, not the date of your birthday. And if your birthday is on the first day of the month, your Medicare begins not on that month, but the month before. So that gives you a little head start. So whether your birthday is in the middle of the month or whether it's on the first day of the month, this is what you want to do right now. If you have 3 months to go to your 65th birthday, this is what you need to do right now. To enroll in Medicare, you call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. Social Security is the personal secretary of Medicare. That's why you call them to enroll. You do not wait until the month of your 65th birthday. Don't wait until then. You do it right now, and I'll tell you why. You remember we said that there are 10,000 baby boomers, excuse me, turning 65 every single month, every single day. That's 300,000 a month for the next 18 years. So not only do the people that you're dealing with cut through red tape the long way, they're over inundated with people bombarding their phones like never before in the history of America. So here's a little secret that I'll share with you that are watching this and that will let ABCs of Medicare help them. Vast majority of Americans don't know this, but this 800 number is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't call during the daytime. 300,000 other baby boomers are trying to get to those people, and the best time to call is 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. There are 6 different Social Security call centers across the United States. If you get to one that's busy, you're automatically transferred to another one. You'll just be waiting a minute, 2 minutes, a couple minutes, and you'll have somebody on the phone. So that's one of the benefits that you get from letting ABCs of Medicare help you. So don't tell anyone about this, though. That's our little secret, okay? And we have several other secrets for you as you make this transition into Medicare. So you call them right now, or you can go to socialsecurity.gov/Medicare only, or you can go directly to your local office in your town. Those are the 3 ways you can enroll in Medicare. So now let's get to your situation. There are 4 ways to enroll in Medicare. Number 1, you're turning 65 and you're already receiving your Social Security check. You could be receiving it because you retired early or because you're disabled. If that's you, you will receive your Welcome to Medicare kit 90 days before you turn 65 automatically. This is by far the easiest, stress-free way to receive your Medicare benefits and your Medicare card. So if you are not receiving your Social Security check, you will not receive your Medicare welcome kit. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. But once you have your kit, you enroll in Part A, Part B, and Part D. We will not discuss Part D here because we cover that in detail when we meet, we meet together personally, or you attend one of our free workshops. But here's what you need to know. You can get penalties for not enrolling in Part B at the right time, and you can get penalties for not enrolling in Part D at the right time. So we discuss those in more detail at the workshop or when we meet with you and talk about all those things. We also need to talk about the dreaded donut hole. So if you don't know about the donut hole yet, you can either learn about it from us or you can learn about it the hard way. You know, it's a time during the year when if you reach the donut hole, your medications can get very, very expensive. One lady said, "Why do I need Part D? I don't take medications." Well, here's the reason why. When you turn 65, you might be healthy, you'll probably still be healthy, and you're not on any medications. But God forbids that something happens. And things do happen. You could get cancer, you could get heart disease or diabetes or, a litany of other things. Some medications to treat those problems can get prohibitively expensive. If you don't have Part D stands for drugs, your Part D plan, you can really be hurt financially. Not only that, if you get sick, you will want to get your Part D, and when you do, you'll be confronted by 2 problems. Number 1, you can only enroll in Part D during annual enrollment period or when you turn 65, like those dates that we showed, which annual enrollment period is October 15 to December 7th. And number 2, you're going to pay. You'll be paying penalties for all the time that you did not enroll in Part D, from the time that you were supposed to until today. One man was 76 years old. He was healthy, never had a problem, but at 76 years old, he got sick. When he saw the price of the prescriptions he needed to deal with his issue, he was flabbergasted. And he said, I need to get my Part D prescription, I need to get my Part D, and when he got it, he had a lot of penalties to pay. And it hurt him, because when you're on a fixed income, you can't afford all the extra payments and penalties and things that can be foisted upon you. So at our workshop, we teach people how to avoid the dreaded donut hole and how to stay out of it. I mean, this is one of the main reasons that people attend the workshops or even make an appointment with us so we can educate them about these very important things that are coming up in their lives. Okay, now, like I said a while ago, we're not in every state, but we're getting there, okay? So the second way to enroll in Medicare is you're turning 65 and you're not receiving your Social Security check. Maybe you're someone who isn't working, or you have a pension coming from your company and you want to delay your Social Security until you're 67, 68, 69 so that you can get the full benefits that you have coming. You will not receive your Welcome to Medicare kit. Here's what you have to do. You have to call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213, and you want to enroll in Part A, Part B, and Part D. Do not wait until your 65th birthday. Contact them 90 days before, not 90 days later, okay? You remember this? It's 30 days before the date, the month of your 65th birthday, or 3 months after. Forget the 3 months after. Forget the 3 months after. Do not wait. You've been contacted, hopefully, by us or one of our agents before 3 months before your 65th birthday, so that you could be ahead of the game and not have to worry about things piling in on you later on. So I don't want anybody watching these to have penalties, so please take this advice very seriously. So far we've looked at 2 ways to enroll. You're turning 65 and you're receiving your Social Security check. Number 2, you're turning 65 and you're not receiving your Social Security check. The third way is you're turning 65 and you're working full-time. So there are a couple of things to consider about your scenario. First thing is this: do you have qualified company benefits, or do you have an individual health plan? We need to talk about both of those. An individual health plan is something that you own. You're paying for it. It could be any of the companies that offer a health plan in the state that you're in. So whether you're full-time or whether you're contract labor, if you have an individual health plan, you have to enroll in Medicare, both Part A and Part B, for this reason. Medicare does not recognize individual health plans as creditable coverage. Now, if you don't know what you have, you need to make an appointment with the Human Resources Department of your company as soon as possible and find out exactly what it is you have. Okay? Now, if you have an individual health plan, you enroll in both Parts A and B to avoid late enrollment penalties. So the second scenario is if you're still working and you have true qualified company benefits and you're working full-time. Okay, you're working for a great company and you have a true health plan. Medicare calls that a qualified health plan. You can delay enrolling for Part B and not get a penalty. Suppose only your spouse is working and they have a qualified health plan and you're retired, but you're covered under her health plan. You can delay enrolling in Part B. You're covered under your spouse. And if you're turning 65 and you're the working spouse, you can delay enrolling in Part B and not have to worry about Medicare penalties. In the Medicare and You Handbook, "is still working" are buzzwords that are in there. Okay? So to recap, if you're still working and have full company benefits, a qualified health plan, you can delay enrolling in Part B. Okay? Now the fourth way is you're receiving Social Security, or you're on disability, or you are receiving Social Security disability, sorry. Okay, what you need to know is that you have to be on disability for 24 months, for 2 years, before you can be on Medicare. And then after 2 years, your Medicare will begin in the 25th month. You'll be notified by the Social Security Administration, okay? So those are the 4 ways to enroll in Medicare. But enrollment is not the end of the story. Enrollment is just the first step. It's not the end of the journey. There are a few more steps to climb. There are some more zaps and traps waiting around the corner for you. There's a Part D penalty that you could incur. That's why the lady who said, well, I don't take medications, why do I need Part T? She could get in big trouble with that attitude. We talk in Part D in detail in our workshop, or if you decide you want to ask us some questions and give us a call and we'll come see you, that's up to you. But here's a very important fact you need to know after you enroll, okay? You will receive your red, white, and blue card, your Medicare card. You've got Part A, you've got Part B. This is the fruit of your labor. You worked all your life to eventually get to 65 so you could be on Medicare. Okay, so congratulations. This is a very important card in your life. This now will become your primary insurance, your primary health insurance. And it's an amazing thing to have. It's a great privilege to have it. But here's what you need to know. Medicare only pays 80% of your medical bills and your hospital bills and your doctor bills. You pay the other 20%. Of course, you'll say, 20% of what? You pay the 20% of what Medicare allows for hospitals and doctor bills. So in other words, you went through all that rigmarole to finally get this card, and they only pay 80% of your hospital bills and medical bills. The good news is this. There's actually an answer to this, okay? You don't have to pay the 20% if you know what to do. Here's what will be happening to you in the very near future, if it already has not happened. Your mailbox will be bombarded by Medicare advertisements and Medicare sales things. Does this look like you? Because at this point, things can get very, very confusing. Okay. Also, you'll receive Medicare sales phone calls. Some of you will experience the door knockers. I would say be careful of door knockers because they're usually very high pressure salespeople, and I absolutely personally don't like high sales pressure tactics, and the people that we deal with I know don't like high pressure sales tactics either, because there are just too many choices at this time in your life for you to make a quick decision from somebody who knocked at your door trying to get you into something that you're not even sure if this is the right thing for you yet. And then, of course, you're going to get the telemarketers. You'll be getting telemarketers calling you. There's about 3,000 agents just in Connecticut all trying to get your business. And here's the thing, okay? We don't hound people, and we don't try to pressure people. Many of these telemarketers, they don't have an office. They work out of their car. They won't follow up with you in the future when it's critical for them to do that. Here's something you need to know, okay? For many people, getting into Medicare and getting into the right plan to cover that 20% later on is not a do-it-yourself project. Like this guy here, he walks in with a toaster that's busted, and the guy says, "You've been trying to fix this yourself?" And he's got smoke smoldering from his body. So you need to understand this, okay, as you enter into this process in your life. There are 3 types of agents out there. Okay, the first kind of agent is called a captive agent. He only sells for one company. He can only offer you one plan, and that's it. So is that a good thing? Well, if you ever bought a house, how would you have liked it if your real estate agent had said, "I can only show you one house"? So you get in his car, you and your wife go out and take a drive with him into a neighborhood. He pulls up in front of a house. He says, "This is the house you're getting, whether you like it or not, whether you can afford it or not, because this is the only house I can show you." Is that the right thing to do? Well, that's the only thing a captive agent can do. He can only show you one plan from his company, whether it's the right plan for you or not, and whether you can afford it or not. So here's something very important. Suppose that you're interested in a Plan F Medicare supplement. Well, Plan F will give you the same benefits regardless of what company you go with. Company A's Plan F is the same as Company B's Plan F or Company C's Plan F. All Plan Fs have to offer you the same exact features and benefits. That's what it's called. It's been standardized by the federal government. The only thing that's different with all those plans is that the price is difference. There's a huge difference in the price. So, I mean, basically it's like this. If you were looking at two BMWs, let's say you're looking at 2017 BMW, 2017 BMW, both exactly the same, both with the same accessories, both with the same engines, both with the same mileage, everything being identical. One is $30,000, one is $15,000, and they're both the same color. Would you pay $30,000 when you could get it for $15,000? It's the same thing with this, okay? And as luck would have it, the first person to contact you, chances are, is going to be, or probably will be, a captive agent, and he's usually the one with the most expensive plan. And because he only has one shot at you, he's going to do everything he can to get you to sign up with him right away. That's how he gets paid. So a captive agent is usually the last agent you want to talk to after you've done your comparison and after you've done your looking around and your shopping around, because he's not going to ask you about your financial situation when you retire or other factors that will affect your decision. And let's face it, when you retire, you will be on a limited income. And depending on how limited that income is, okay, if you're on a limited income, Connecticut is one of those states that provides drug help for people below certain income levels. If you qualify for drug help, you get a number of other benefits, including no longer paying for your Part B premium. That comes out of your Social Security check every month, unless you're below a certain income level. You get reduced copays for doctors, and that dreaded donut hole, that goes away for you. You don't have one of those. There are thousands of people in Connecticut who qualify for a plan like this, and they don't even know it. This is why you want to contact us to find out if you are in that category of people. Because if you qualify, the amount of money that you'll save is significant. So let me ask you this. If you qualify for one of these plans, but you end up in a plan where you're paying a lot of money every month, wouldn't you want to know about a plan that could be a zero premium plan? Or a very inexpensive plan? I mean, I'm sure if you're going to be on a fixed income, you'll appreciate knowing what your options are. We know all about LIS, low income subsidy. We know all about the Medicare Savings Program, how you qualify for it, how you get into it, and all the benefits that you receive because you're at that certain place in your life. You'll never know if you qualify for that unless you call us. It's unbelievable the people in my life that I've helped who were paying, I can't even tell you the amounts, okay, a lot of money every month and ended up paying nothing because they qualified. The state of Connecticut is a great state in that area. So, you know, that's why we're right here in your neighborhood, to make sure that you don't get stuck with plans that you shouldn't be in, that you shouldn't have, that you shouldn't be paying for. So, you know, you'll need to call us, because right now, everyone who's turning 65 is standing right here at the door of this maze, and you're entering into this. We don't want you to make any wrong turns, because it's very easy to make some wrong turns. You know, the captive agent, usually he doesn't even know about these plans that are offered, that you have to qualify for certain things. I mean, that's a targeted area of this kind of business, and, you know, we happen to know about it. So when we're sitting with you, we'll find out exactly what you qualify for and exactly what you need. We don't push anyone into something that's not in their best interest. Okay, the second kind of agent are internet agents. You know, have any of you been on the internet and you get a free Medicare quote, and you put in your name, you put in your email, you put in your phone number, and you click, and a couple seconds later your phone rings? You know, if you've done that, you know that's exactly what happens. But what you don't know is that at the other end of that website is an entrepreneur who gathers information, and he sells your information to between 10 and 15 agents for $20 a piece. And then they're all trying to get a hold of you, and they're all trying to sell you a plan. The first one who reaches you has the best chance of selling you something. Now, there are some real insurance websites out there that, you know, they'll talk to you, they'll explain to you what they can about Medicare, and they'll even give you a quick education. But you also need to know that since they know they'll never hear from you again, they're going to try to sell you something right now. You're going to get that a lot as you transition into Medicare. People who want to put you into something right away. That's not the right thing to do. There are too many choices for you to be making right now than for you to sit down with somebody at the very first thing and get into something that's probably not even right for you, okay? Most of these guys use high-pressure tactics, and most of them are not even from Connecticut. They're not even from your state, wherever you're listening to this right now. And so they may not even know about all the idiosyncrasies of everything that is available in your state to you. Okay, so you might be doing business with somebody from down south or somebody from the Midwest, or, you know, to which we would say with extreme caution, be very careful. Be very careful what you do. Okay, that's why we're right here in your neighborhood. Okay, I mean, many of them will not review your policies every year. And you know, they don't have customer service. They're not local. So you're better off doing business with somebody who's local, who knows all about everything that's going on in the state that you're in, okay? And then the third type of agent is what's called an independent agent. And that's what we are. And this is the kind of agent that you want helping you. We are not captive agents. We can offer you many companies, and we have many companies to offer you, so it's easy for us to find the best plan for you in the state that you're in. When I'm with you, I find out if you're going to be on a fixed income and what kind of fixed income that's going to be. And I'm sure you'll agree that's an important factor when you're considering what to do as you turn 65 going into Medicare. The beautiful thing about us is there's no one in my world telling you to push Company B or push Company C or push Company D, okay? We're going to shop them for you, and it doesn't matter to us which one you choose. We don't have a dog in this race. It doesn't matter, okay? So we want you to be happy. We want you to make the decision that's in your best interest, not our best interest, because you're the one that needs to be happy. And you need to be happy for the rest of your life, and you need to be happy with no penalties hanging over your head also, okay? So we'll show you the companies in this area and in the area of the state that you're in, and what the features are and what the benefits are. And we'll ask you the right questions, like, do you go to the doctors a lot? Do you take a lot of medications? Is your income limited? Do you qualify for plans like we mentioned a while ago, where you don't have to pay the Part B deductible? You get drug help, and there's no donut hole, and there's lower copays or when you visit the doctor. You know, there are many ways that ABCs of Medicare can help you. One of the ways is that you could attend one of our free informative workshops. Now, we don't hold those all the time because they're, you know, I mean, some people like them. Some people would rather just make an appointment, okay? If you want to do that, by the way, if you want a workshop, they're listed on the website that you're watching at the bottom right corner, where you can reserve your seat. Those are down there, and it will tell you if there are any workshops that are already set up to go on that website, abcsofmedicare.com. A second way we can help you is, we just come visit with you in the comfort of your own home at your convenience. You just call us, we make an appointment, we go see you, we sit down, there's no hurry. We're just talking and we're educating you so you understand what's happening in your world, in the world around you. And many people prefer this, to be honest with you. Or you can make an appointment and come into our office. And when we know you're coming, we'll be there for you. And those are the methods those are the things that we can do to help you to make sure that you avoid Medicare penalties. So we're located right in downtown Newington at 191 Market Square. And this is called the Stilt Building because it's on stilts. You can park across the street, you can park in front of the building, or you can park under the building. Doesn't matter, okay? But we are expanding in Connecticut, and we're expanding all across the country. We have many agents available in many of the states. And now that you have viewed this video, please call us for an appointment. We'll be glad to help you, and we'll be glad to help you finish this process so that you can be assured that you don't get Medicare penalties. Now, before I go, let me remind you that all of our services are 100% no cost to you whatsoever. We will never ask you for money. You will never make a check out to us. You will never give us a credit card number. At this point in your life, we really just want to help you navigate this confusing quagmire of this maze in your life. And so my name is Rodney Beaulieu. Thank you for watching. And I and a qualified member of my team look forward to serving you and helping you navigate Medicare. And remember, do not wait. Time is going by very quickly. If you're turning 65 in 3 months, you don't have any time to lose or waste. Just give us a call. We'll help you and we'll walk you through this, and we'll make sure that you can have a stress-free the rest of your 65th year, and 66 and 67 and 68 with no penalties hovering over your head. I cannot tell you, over 700,000 Americans are paying Medicare penalties right now. They're paying them for the rest of their lives. They never go away. So please don't do that. Let us help you. We'll be glad to help you, okay? So thank you for being with us, and thank you for watching this, and I'll be waiting to hear from you. Thank you. Have a great day.